Hi everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Alternative Colchester. My name is Steve Green and I'm with
Tim Young, and I'm the co-presenter of Alternative Colchester with Steve, which will bring us to the most fantastic era of music that anybody has ever known, the punk rock era.
Yeah, 1977, so memorable for all of us, and it won't just be about punk rock though, will it, Tim? We've got a little bit of football chat in between.
Football chat, because I'm an Ipswich Town fan, season ticket holder for many, many years for my sins.
And like many Colchester fans, Ipswich fans I should say, lives in Colchester, which is why we've called this Alternative Colchester.
And who do you support, Steve?
Colchester United. Why wouldn't I? Great year 1977 for the U's. We got promoted.
We won the FA Cup.
Okay, well, we tend not to take part in that competition, so we'll let you have that one.
Thank you very much. We're here doing this podcast because we shared interest in punk rock. Steve used to be the lead singer of Colchester's own punk band, Special Duties, who puts out some great tracks, I have to admit.
Long time ago.
And but we share an experience here at the University of Essex where we're doing the podcast, in that we saw a great gig in 1978.
It was Tom Robinson Band with
Stiff Little Fingers,
Ooh.
who are one of our favourite bands without a doubt.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It was a great gig. And so we will be playing a lot of Stiff Little Fingers in this podcast, which hopefully will bring joy to many and despair to some.
Yeah, they'll be playing Stiff Little Fingers probably in every episode, but I've set a precedence there, but without too much more chatting, shall we actually play something
Let's
by
play
Stiff Little Fingers?
Barbed Wire Love.
Wasteland life, you set my arm alight. All you give me is barbed wire love. All caught up in barbed wire love. Tangled up in barbed wire love. Throw my leg over barbed wire love. Barbed wire love. Ooh, stacks my jeans. Bop, 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 wire love. Bop, 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 wire love. Bop, 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 wire love. Bop, 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 wire love. Bop, wire love. Bop, wire love. Blasted by your booby traps, I felt the blow in both kneecaps. Your eyes did shine, your lips were fine. The device in your pants was out of sight. But nothing really matters because all you give me is barbed wire love. All caught up in barbed wire love. Tangled up in barbed wire love. Throw my leg over barbed wire love. And barbed wire love snakes my jeans. Barbed wire love. Barbed wire love.
if you've ever seen two men in their mid-60s smiling like school kids while that record was being played, you should have seen us two. Absolutely amazing band.
Oh, God, unbelievable.
And how many times have you seen them?
Dozens, to be fair. I do go to Belfast.
I wish I had been to Belfast to see them. Must be unbelievable.
There's always time. They're there again next August. So,
I'm going in March to see them at the Roundhouse in Camden.
Yeah, I'll be there. That'll be good. But you know, barbed wire love, that kind of would that be a good way of describing Colchester United and Ipswich Town's rivalry?
No.
Yeah,
it's a one-way rivalry. It's a certain team in Norfolk that I despise. I don't get this because when I moved to Colchester in '84, I quite like Colchester United. And I used to go to the occasional game. Then I found out they hate Ipswich.
We don't understand that Norwich rivalry. I mean, we went and won 7-1 up there on the opening day of the season the other year. It's just like any other game for us. But,
that's one of the few games I do support Colchester United when they're playing it.
OK, well, we're going to be playing 5 tracks from the punk era, 77 to 76, just in case we play the Damned or the Ramones. But 76 to 80, and that was your first
5
choice,
tracks?
Tim.
I thought we were playing...
Yeah, 5 tracks each.
Oh, 5 tracks each.
Is that, sorry,
That's
my mistake.
Yes, 5 tracks each.
Yeah, 5 tracks each. And that was your first one. That was your first one, too.
Yeah, I'll claim that one.
1-0 to Ipswich. And my first track, the second track we're going to be playing, has also got a university connotation. We are actually recording this from the University of Essex. And like saying, thank Luke, our producer, for this first episode. Actually,
Ipswich Town fan.
He's an Ipswich Town fan. I'm so outnumbered. It's ridiculous. I'm going to have to do something about this. But like you say, I'm used to being outnumbered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's quality over quantity. That's it. So anyway, the Ramones played at the university in 1980, and they were supported by the Boys. Now that is my favourite gig of all time.
I can't believe I didn't go, Steve. I don't know how I missed it, because I would have done.
Unfortunately, Baby I Love You was in the charts by the Ramones at the time, and it's kind of like not their best record. But at the same time, it's good. I don't think they've ever done anything that isn't at least good.
They're all dead now.
They're all dead, unfortunately.
A lot of our choices will include dead people.
So there'll be a lot of football chat, a lot of Monty Python chat, a lot of 70s growing up chat, a lot of nonsense, but I think punk rock is probably what we share the most in common.
Glues us together.
And talking of glue, I want to sniff some glue. But what we will do is play my favourite track by the Ramones. This came out in 1977, and it's called Swallow My Pride.
Swallow my pride. It's looking grim, but they're looking good again. Swallow my pride. This lipstick shit they said, what is it? Oh, is that way? Swallow my pride, oh yeah. Swallow my pride, oh
Ramones and Swallow My Pride. I think I have to swallow my pride a little bit here by agreeing to sit next to an Ipswich Town supporter, because it doesn't come easy for me.
I think you have to swallow your pride quite a lot as a Col fan. Eh?
Well, we're having a good season, actually.
We are both having good seasons.
Both having good seasons.
Which is all right.
At the time of speaking, we are going through a bit of a bad weather postponement situation, aren't we?
We both had postponements yesterday.
Yeah.
But we're third in the league currently. We were second until our game got postponed, but Middlesbrough have overtaken us. But we are catching Coventry, who seem to have... the wheels have come off.
They've definitely imploded, and although we haven't risen to the dizzy heights of third yet, we are 10th, which in our world is very, very high. And with the Cowley brothers at the helm and the January transfer window upon us, we're very confident that we can have a successful season.
We'll probably let you have another one of our... It's a retirement home for Ipswich players, really, you, isn't it?
Well, we talk about that, but I think in recent years they tend to have gone the other way, you know, the sort of Macaulay Bonds, the Sammy Schmoddicks.
Sammy's still there at the moment.
Anthony Wordsworth. We're going back a few years now, though, and I'm clutching at straws. Unfortunately, there's no punk track called Clutching at Straws. There probably is, but I don't know it.
Yeah, but we're going to move on to back to that gig from 78 that Steve and I were at the university, which was Tom Robinson Band and Stiff Little Fingers. We've played our one Stiff Little Fingers track for this episode, but as Steve said, we're going to play loads more over this podcast as we go into the future. But this is the Tom Robinson Band, and I saw Tom Robinson recently in Sudbury. His career's on fire.
No, he's good.
At the Key Theatre in Sudbury, and he's still great. And this was a great track. I like songs with a bit of meaning and a bit of anger, and this sums it up with Up Against the Wall.
Gorillas on the tarmac, fighting in the middle of the road. Supercharged fizzes on the asphalt. The kids are coming in from the cold. Look out, listen, can you hear it? Panic in the county hall. Look out, listen, can you hear it? Whitehall, up against the wall, up against the wall. Fencing on the playground, high-rise housing all around, high-rise prices in the high street, high time to put it all down. Boys kicking in the window, scapegoats watching where they go. Never trust a copper in a crime bar, just whose side are you on? Said, look out, listen, can you hear it? Panic in the county hall. Look out, listen, can you hear it? Whitehall, up against the wall, up against the wall, against the wall. Consternation in Mayfair, rioting in Notting Hill Gate, fascists marching on the high street, carving up the welfare state. Operator, get me the hotline. Said, Father, can you hear me at all? Telephone kiosk out of order, spray can riding on the wall. Look out, listen, can you hear it? Panic in the county hall. Look out, listen, can you hear it? Whitehall, up against the wall. Look out, listen, can you hear it? Panic in the county hall. Look out, listen, can you hear it? Whitehall, up against the wall. Up against the wall.
punk bands know how to finish songs, and that's how you finish a song. Don't know this fade out nonsense. I don't think we've got many fade outs in our choices. Tom Robinson Band, great band. People associate them, I think, Steve, with 2468 Motorway,
Yeah.
but they're far more than 2468. Great tracks like Don't Take No for an Answer, Grey Cortina.
Great lyricist, Tom
Great
Robinson.
lyricist. And my favourite, which I think we'll probably get in this podcast at some point over the next few weeks and months, Martin.
Yeah, fantastic.
What a great
Yeah,
song.
Absolutely brilliant.
So love the Tom Robinson Band, and as I say, still going strong, still putting forward new artists is what he does now on sounds.
Yeah, he does. He's carved out a real good career for himself, Tom Robinson, and probably underrated in the punk scene as well. But I forgot how good that song was. Actually, it's a long time since I've heard it.
And it's the longest track we're playing.
It is the
because
longest
the great
track.
thing about punk rock songs, they're 2 or 3 minutes, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I've got the shortest song on here, and you've got the longest song, so that probably says a few things. But what were you doing in 1978, Tim, apart from having your life changed by that gig we were at?
Yeah, I was 17 in 1978, so I was still at sixth form in Clacton, because I'm not a Colchester native.
Okay, I'll let you off.
So I don't have that connection. So I don't think I'd be a Colchester supporter.
You could at least stick in the county, though.
Well, I am. Clacton's in Essex.
Yeah, I know.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, but in those days, I was watching Match of the Week.
Yeah,
with
cool.
Jerry Harrison, the late great Jerry Harrison.
Jerry Harrison,
who was
fantastic.
a great commentator
was.
and so biased towards the regional clubs.
Yeah, football was better then. as
Oh,
well.
it was great days and muddy pitches.
Yeah, no Robbie Cowling.
No. No Marcus Evans.
No Marcus Evans.
Oh, he was dreadful owner of us.
Yeah, I liked him.
I bet you did.
I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, but now we're owned by the Americans and the state pension of Arizona. Who funds our football team. So that's fair enough as far as I'm concerned.
Hopefully, we've got all that to look forward to. But regardless of whether or not Colchester United succeed or they don't succeed, the one thing is that I will love them more. Is that a bit cringy for our next?
That is a bit of a cringy link, but I'll let you have it.
Okay. Well, all right. So another band that we both have a massive adoration of, and Tim's now getting his Sonics in the Soul Buzzcocks T-shirt on display. I've worn my alternative Colchester, alternative Ulster one.
We'll have to make T-shirts.
We'll get some
T-shirts.
We'll get some T-shirts done. Alternative.
If only we knew someone who could do printing.
Dear, oh dear. Oh, you got any shout-outs, by the way? Because I'd like to give a shout-out to Green Square for designing the alternative Colchester logo.
I use them for my wedding. They're very good.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Anyone that you want to give a shout-out to, though?
Well, I suppose now I've mentioned my wedding, our wedding, I'll get told off for that.
Yeah.
And my wife, Nikki, I'm sure she'll be listening, and she loves punk rock.
Oh, and now this song will be quite poignant, won't it? Because we're going to be playing now the Buzzcocks' Love You More.
I'm in love again. Been like this before. I'm in love again. This time's true, I'm sure. Don't wanna end up like a 9-day wonder. I've been hurt so many times before. So my darling, I will never leave you. It's in my blood to always love you more. Love you more. It's my heart again that drives me so wild.
What an ending that is. Talk about a punk rock ending.
What an ending.
Absolute classic.
Love it.
The harmonies. Pete Shelley's another one that we lost a few years ago now.
Yeah.
But what a voice Pete Shelley had.
Great lyricist as well.
Yeah, very good.
And do you remember when I was mayor of Colchester? Little name drop there.
No.
You were at the gig. I got Buzzcocks to come and play at the Arts Centre.
You did.
I actually direct messaged Steve Diggle
Yeah.
on Twitter,
Yeah.
and he replied
Yeah.
and said, "Yeah, I'd love to come and play at the Colchester Arts Centre," and it was a great gig. I think the Meths
supported
them,
yeah.
and the Meths are a great growing local
Colchester
punk
band.
band.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
love Buzzcocks. I've read Steve Diggle's autobiography called Autonomy. It's
Mm-hmm.
really, really good read, and it shows how much he misses Pete.
Well, he's quite vocal on Facebook. You know, there's not a day goes by when I don't read what he's up to. And great.
And he was been there from the start.
He was there from the start, back in the Howard Devoto days and Spiral Scratch.
And supporting the Pistols.
Yeah, I did actually see Pete Shelley's last ever performance.
Did you?
And that was in
Amazing.
Belfast, supporting the Stiff Little Fingers with the Buzzcocks. And little did I know that night, and they were brilliant that night, little did I know that was the last we was ever going to be seeing of Pete. So there's
Huge loss.
Yeah,
Huge loss.
It's a long time ago now, the punk era. So you mentioned earlier on that we lost all the Ramones. We lost those, before the turn of the millennium, really, or round about the time, if slightly after. There's poor old Pete there.
And now on to my next band, which is my favourite band of all time. And they divide punk fans, don't they?
They
bit,
do.
The
They
Stranglers.
do. Yeah.
Because
Not me. I love them.
I love them, but some punk fans say they're not proper punk because they went into different and been going for since the mid 70s. Really,
Yeah,
I think they
yeah.
started in 74 or 75, but became part of the punk movement. Two of them have died: Jet Black and
Yeah.
Dave Greenfield, no
Yeah.
longer with us. But
Yeah.
Dave Greenfield's keyboards, I think, is what sets the Stranglers apart. And the first punk song I ever heard was on the Old Grey Whistle Test,
Right.
because my brother's 2.5 years older than me. He was listening to all this prog rock
dear.
rubbish
Yeah.
that they used to play on Whistle Test with old Bob Harris.
They did, yeah.
And the Stranglers came on playing Hanging Around, and I said, "Hello, what's this?" An absolutely life-changing moment as well. The second punk song I ever heard was "Sheena is a Punk Rocker" by the Ramones.
Right,
So we've got that in common.
You got a good start
I've
there.
got a
But what's going to
good
say
start in
is,
life.
with the track that you've chosen, and I was going to say, if there was a football connection here, Stuart Pearce is the uber Stranglers fan, isn't he? Seen them more than 400 times.
Yeah, and you in a previous life, in a previous podcast, you interviewed him.
I did.
Which I'm very jealous about.
He actually rang me up because I was doing a show called Blank Generation where I was inviting celebs in the punk scene to do their top 30 records of all time, and somebody put Stuart Pearce in contact with me, and I did a 4-hour interview with him, which I'm really proud of. But looking at the title of the song you've got, is that Goodbye to Use?
Goodbye to Lose.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to say goodbye to Cole You.
Stranglers. No, I don't. So they're not a threat. Just not a threat.
Give it time.
Stranglers' first album, Rats Norvegicus, one of the great albums of ever.
Yeah.
And this is a track called Goodbye to Lose.
Your streets were paved with love, your skies were blue. Goodbye to lose.
The Stranglers and Goodbye Toulouse. Toulouse was probably Ipswich Town's motto in the Premier League last season. We did a lot of losing, didn't we, Luke? Luke's giving me a thumbs up about that. Yeah, but we're doing all right in the Championship, so that's okay. But the Stranglers, yeah, what a band. And Steve and I were talking the other day about if we were to form a punk rock supergroup, I don't think there's any argument about who plays bass in that supergroup.
JJ would get that all day long. I don't think many
Every
punk
time.
fans would disagree with that. Who else would you have, though? Who would be your singer?
Well, I don't think this is one that we've finally decided, but I'd put Jake Burns right up there.
Yeah, Jake Burns would get it for me. I think so.
Jake Burns is for the uninitiated, Jake Burns is the lead singer of Stiff Little Fingers.
Yeah, and what a voice, and it's almost a tribute to him anyway. He loves his football as well, doesn't he, Jake? He's a Newcastle
United fan.
Yeah,
so they're doing all right this season, aren't they?
Yeah. I know when he's over in West Virginia watching them at silly o'clock in the morning, and that can make or break his day. But,
we all know that feeling, don't we?
Yeah, we all know what it's like for that. But yeah, Goodbye Toulouse is quite a strange choice, I think. I mean, Stranglers, Rats Norvegicus, to me, one of the best albums of all time. It's really up there, probably definitely in my top 5. I don't know. But a classic album, and there's not a bad track on the album, but that seemed like a bit of a strange choice to me. Goodbye Toulouse.
They've been playing it recently.
Have they?
In their sets, because I saw them fairly recently, supported by Buzzcocks.
Right.
Again at the Roundhouse, and I go with my mate who I've known since primary school. Both punk rock fans. Mark, you've met Mark.
I've met Mark. Yeah.
And he's a lovely fella. And
hello, Mark.
Hello, Marky. Yeah, listen in. Goodbye Toulouse. And it just struck a chord with me. They did some obscure ones they haven't played for a while, like Dead Ringer, which is a great track as well.
I just find it amazing how Baz can actually pick up those songs. I mean,
well, he's been in the Stranglers longer than Hugh Cornwell was ever in the Stranglers.
He has, but when you think like you're playing a track like Toiler on the Sea, for instance, which is bloody complicated, and the guy who wrote it is obviously going to have a better understanding of how to play the guitar on it, but Baz just plays it with ease and also sings perfectly as well.
He's great, Baz.
Yeah.
Toiler on the Sea. Interesting question I'm going to ask you is your music knowledge.
Okay.
Which group came out of the lyrics of Toiler on the Sea?
A Flock of Seagulls?
Correct. Well done. They suddenly shout, a flock of seagulls.
I thought you were really going to stitch me up there and ask me something I didn't know. But
there's not a lot you don't know about punk rock.
Oh, dear. Got a bit, my heart started
Flock of Seagulls, named after a Stranglers lyric.
Exactly. And, well, we've got the lead singer there and we've got the bass guitarist. What about the guitarist?
Well, you reckon a Ramone, don't you?
Well, Johnny Ramone or Steve Jones
of the Pistols,
who
has become a magnificent guitarist.
Yeah.
When they started, he had to learn to play the guitar. He wanted to form a band.
He did. But
if you've seen read his autobiography or seen the TV series Pistol, which Danny Boyle directed, you get the history of the Sex Pistols from Jones's point of view. So I'm sure others have got a different point of view.
I know, it's a classic show, though.
Maybe we can have 2 guitarists.
I think you need 2 guitarists, yeah. So to me, Johnny Ramone's got to have that other one, though. He invented punk rock.
Absolutely. I'm happy with Steve Jones and Johnny Ramone.
So that just leaves on drums. I think we both liked Paul Cook, didn't we? Yeah.
Paul Cook's a great drummer.
Yeah. So we've got the professionals in there, really, Steve Jones and
can
Paul
Dave
Cook.
Greenfield, if we ever need keyboards, come on.
Yeah.
We've got our band.
Saxophone?
Oh, Davey Payne.
Who's that?
Ian During the Blockheads.
Okay.
He was great.
Laura Logic.
Laura Logic
was X-Ray
brilliant.
Specs.
Yeah, fantastic.
And the other guy that was in X-Ray Specs, who I can't remember. So now I really am.
You are struggling.
Yeah, I am struggling.
When you
now.
get to our age, this is what happens. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. If we need a sax player and the keyboards, we've got them in as well.
Yeah.
So there's our super group, everybody.
Yes. Not many punk rock bands had 7 members, though, did they?
No. Maybe we'll have some guests coming in.
Guest appearances. Okay. So football. What more football then? More football. So I was thinking, or you suggested the other day that we could, and this will only be of interest to Ipswich Town and Colchester United supporters, but we were talking about having over the coming weeks picking their all-time 11. So should we start with the goalkeeper?
We better start with the goalkeeper today. Are you going to go first? Are you struggling with a keeper?
Not struggling with a goalkeeper. We've had lots of good goalkeepers.
We haven't.
you've had Laurie Civil and
Paul Cooper, Richard
Cooper,
Wright,
yeah.
Craig Forrest, but I'm not picking one of them. But
No,
you tell me who your
no.
goal you wanted. It's
Okay.
got to be Mickey Walker, isn't it?
Not picking Mickey Walker.
Mickey Walker. I played cricket with Mickey Walker. He's a nice fella.
He was
the father of Ian Walker.
and he played for decades
Yeah.
for Colchester United. Appeared, and then Alec Chamberlain straight
Yeah,
afterwards. So
played for Ipswich.
I think between them they did 2 decades without.
Started at Ipswich Chamberlain.
He did, and then he went on to pastures new, which were a lot better, he thought. But
Watford?
I'm going to go with players that actually gave me the most enjoyment and that I can resonate with in terms of what I was doing and the good times. And for me, the goalkeeper would be Scott Barrett, who was in goal for the 1992 double winning team.
The goal-scoring goalkeeper.
He was the goal-scoring goalkeeper. We beat Wycombe Wanderers, pipped them on goal difference.
There's your rivals.
Wycombe Wanderers.
You don't like Wycombe Wanderers
I think-
either, do you?
I think they've disowned us as well because they're further up the pyramid. But anyway, but Scott Barrett, yeah, we finished on equal points, 94 points in that 92 season with Wycombe. Pipped them on goal difference. We had the Roy McDonough, Martin O'Neill rivalry,
yeah, of course.
and we beat them home and away, which just goes to show. Had we not been playing
For
each
the
other,
Ipswich Town supporters listening to this bit, just humour him.
Scott Barrett, goal scorer against Wycombe Wanderers, number 1. He's my goalkeeper. Who's yours?
Okay, well, it's going to be an unusual choice because he didn't play for us very long, but I thought he was a great keeper. And you might know him from other clubs, Kelvin Davis. Really good keeper. I think he played for Sunderland.
Yeah, he did.
And did he play for Watford? Can't remember.
How
but
did he?
Southampton.
Southampton.
Yes.
Yeah,
Southampton. But he had a really good season with Ipswich. I think it was just over a season he was with us, and he was great.
The reason
really
we went
good
quiet
keeper.
there is because the producer was saying Southampton.
Yeah,
He is an Ipswich Town fan as well, obviously.
Yeah, as we said,
yeah,
you were outnumbered.
Yeah.
Kelvin Davis, good keeper. I think he'd be my keeper.
I mainly remember him playing for Ipswich, to be fair.
Yeah, he'd had a good season with us. We probably got relegated, or we'd run out of money, or we went into administration. It was why we had to sell him.
We'll have to Google that, find out. But on to the next track, and I am trying to put a football connection with each track.
And we're trying to put some obscure stuff in, aren't we?
Well, yeah. Well, we're not going to go for the. Now that's what I call punk rock all the way through. There will be a certain amount of that because you can't deny the classics, but. Brickfield Nights by the Boys is my next one, and Brickfield Nights reminds me of Friday nights at Layer Road, and the word football does come into the lyrics in this, but without further ado, here is Brickfield Nights by the Boys.
Remember those dark nights down Brickfield, never a blade inside. Brickfield nights, no youth club, no coffee bar. Saturday was the local cinema night. Brickfield nights, every night we meet at the same place, same time. Late nights spent kicking round the football. We carved our initials on the school wall. Remember those Brickfield nights. Remember those Brickfield vibes. It seems so long. Those days are gone. Dark nights down Brickfield. On summer nights, like a sauna, we always met by the corner line. Brickfield nights. Then the girls came with the long hair, high heels and the makeup never quite right. Every night we meet at the same place, same time. Saturdays at the local dance
You know, I don't like talking over endings, Tim, but there's a fade-out punk rock record there for you.
I'll let you have it because it's a great song.
It's a great
and
song.
I didn't know it until you brought it to my attention. So you've done that with a few bands.
Well,
thank you for that. Great song.
Matt Dangerfield and Casino Steel are the writers for all. Well, most of the boys. Funny enough, probably the most famous one they didn't write, but their other guitarist, Honest John Plain, did first time. But Casino Steel, Matt Dangerfield were always known as the Lennon and McCartney of punk rock, and they loved the Beatles, which wasn't an easy thing to say back in '77.
No, Glenn Matlock left the Sex Pistols because he liked the Beatles.
Well, yeah, as Malcolm McLaren would have it. I think Glenn Matlock actually has something to say about that in his new...
which I haven't read yet.
Yeah, it's on Sky Arts. Is the I Was a Teenage Sex Pistol. It's really good. Definitely
Must catch up with that.
Well worth looking at. Did you get a little bit of an update
I've got
on the
some
Ipswich
information from our producer. Yeah, Kelvin Davis, we think, left Ipswich when we lost in the playoffs and we both, surely you must hold West Ham in the same esteem as I do.
High regard for that particular passage of play.
We lost to West Ham in the playoffs, and then Kelvin presumably went off and joined a club in the top division. But he was a good keeper.
I've got a bit of breaking news on the football front.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
come up on my phone. It's not going to age well, but after
go on.
8 games in charge, Celtic have sacked their manager.
Wilfried Nancy.
It's just come
And
up.
I have a soft spot for Celtic.
Yeah.
Because I am of the Catholic persuasion, and therefore my dad, who we sadly just lost before Christmas, told my brother and I that Celtic had to be our Scottish club.
Okay, and they lost to Rangers.
They lost 3-1 to Rangers, which is enough to get any Celtic manager the sack.
With Hearts
but
winning,
keep your hands off McKenna, Celtic. Whatever you do, you're not having McKenna.
But with Hearts winning, it's looking like
not looking good.
When was the last time Celtic or Rangers didn't win the Scottish Premiership?
That must be Fergie's Aberdeen.
Maybe the producer can let us know
Look it up.
during
maybe Fergie's Aberdeen.
Next song. So should we go for some fullbacks or defenders? Because it get a bit monotonous if we do it over 11 weeks. So should we go for a back four quickly?
A quick back four. Oh, okay, you've thrown that.
I know. Do you want me to tell you mine while you're thinking of yours?
Go on.
Okay, so I'm going to go for left back George Elacobe. I like George. We had him twice, and he
You're just doing this on purpose because he's manager of Maidstone, wasn't he? When they knocked us out the
absolutely,
gut.
yeah, good old George. And I didn't think of that. Thanks for reminding me, though. But I do remember that day. I was on
painful.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, he's done a good job. He went on to play for Wolves in the Premiership. Had 2 stints at Colchester. Good player. And then really back in the sort of days when we were really going through bad times before we got relegated to the conference the first time around. It was just before that, but we were struggling big time. But we went on a massive cup run. I think we got to the second round. No, I think we got to the third round. But we had a defender called Colin Hill, and he played for Northern Ireland as well.
Yeah, I
and
remember Colin Hill.
I'd have Colin Hill. I'll quickly go through these. I'd also have David Green. He was a defender, always dangerous at set pieces, seemed to score a lot of headers from corners. And then probably one of my favourite players of all time, did actually go for over 2 million from Colchester. I still don't think he proved his
didn't fulfil his potential.
No, he didn't fulfil his potential. The expectations I had of him, he didn't arrive at those. But anyway, Greg Halford is what I'm trying to say. He had a great shot on him, a hell of a throw-in, and he scored some great goals. But yeah.
Okay, you're giving me time to think, haven't you? Because I'm sport for choice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think as an Ipswich fan, you can either have Osman and Butcher or Hunter and Beattie.
Ooh, those second two are hard to...
I don't think you can have Butcher and Beattie in the same team because one of them's going to have to play left back because they're both left-footed. So I, controversially, am going to go for Hunter and Beattie. I think they were a better pair, even though both brilliant central defensive pairings. Hunter and Beattie, for me, will never be topped. So they're going to be my central defenders.
They're kind of synonymous with Ipswich Town, aren't they, those two?
Absolutely. And both had a stint at Colchester.
Yeah, I think one of them was 49, the other one was 63 when they came to Colchester. But
and my right back, and I'm going to leave Mick Mills out of my team.
Wow. Because
even though he's our record appearance holder, and he was a great player, he played in a number of different positions. So he played right back, left back and midfield. but he doesn't make it. But great player, Mick Mills. I'm going to have George Burley, just to
Burley.
upset you,
Yeah,
probably,
yeah.
as our right back
Yeah.
and our left back. And I'm hoping my producer will appreciate this one because I think he fits Luke's here, and Luke's a bit younger than us, isn't he? Herman Hreidarsson. What a great player. Huge, about as tall as Greg Helford.
Yeah, yeah.
Used to bomb up and down that left flank, could play in the middle as well, but I think he was better at left back and so committed. Icelandic, so he had that Scandinavian mentality.
You leaving Mick Mills out as right back is the same as me leaving Mickey Cook out at right back, because he played 600 odd games.
Mickey Cook scored the first goal I ever saw at Layer Road.
Okay. Tell me
Because,
more.
as I say, I used to go. I don't know who they were playing. Don't ask me.
Okay.
He didn't
score many goals.
No,
that's
but
for sure.
Mickey Cook definitely scored when I first went to Layer Road. But
Interesting.
yeah, I'm going to pick George Burley. One, because he was a great fullback and a great manager at Ipswich, and two, because it upsets the Col U fans.
Well, we have got a song about George Burley, but
You can't broadcast it.
But even on a punk rock show, we can't play that, even if it had have ever been recorded. Okay, so the next song.
Track is another one of mine, and I got criticised recently because I chose my top 10 tracks and none of them included any women. And there were some great women who were involved in punk rock. Like I'm thinking of Susie Sue, Pauline Murray.
Yeah, Pauline Murray, Penetration, yeah.
Annabelle Lewin, and Gay Advert.
Gay Advert, classic.
Absolute brilliant. But
she was my heartthrob.
I bet she was.
She was my
not
heartthrob.
surprised.
Saw the adverts at the uni as well.
And the singer from the Rizillos.
Yeah, Faye Fife.
Faye Fife.
Yeah,
And they're still going.
They are still going.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is X-Ray Specs and the great another
Another
one who's no longer with us, the late great Polystyrene. And this may well divide a few of our listeners because I love this track and I know people who find it a bit screechy and I can't understand why.
It's a classic.
It's X-Ray Specs and Oh Bondage, Up Yours.
Some people think little girls should be seen and not heard, but I think, oh bondage, up yours! 1, 2, 3, 4!
The wonderful X-Ray Specs and Oh Bondage, Up Yours. We were just chatting there, and we've done our goalkeeper and back four
We have.
for Colu and Ipswich Town. Should we leave the other 6 until the next episode, Steve?
Yeah, I've gone for 4-2-4. I would have gone for 1-0-0-10, but
Well, I'm going to go for a diamond formation.
are you? So we do that in the next episode.
Next episode,
rather than bore everyone even more.
We're not boring anyone, Steve, with this magnificent football and punk chat. I wanted to know. I've revealed how punk hit me. How did it suddenly explode into your life?
Yeah, I mean, I was 15 in 1977, and I think that whatever age or whatever is going on when you're 15 is the most influential time in your life. And much to my parents' disgust, punk rock happened in 1977, and I kind of gave up on everything, education and anything that had establishment involved. So it changed my life for the worst in some ways, but in most ways for the better, because a lot of good stuff has come out of it, and I've got loads and loads of good friends.
So what was the first song you heard?
First song I ever heard was Blitzkrieg Bop, the Ramones, and
It's not a bad one to hear.
No, and you know, I was really into glam rock. Glam rock was my thing.
Yeah.
I was into Slade, T-Rex,
Love
Sweet,
T-Rex.
Mott the Hoople, all of those bands, and I didn't like any of the prog rock that was going on. I had an older brother as well, and he was listening to Uriah Heep and I don't know, Genesis and
Yes.
stuff like that. Yes, and you know, and it was
Wishbone Ash. My brother had Argus, and it was an absolute torture to listen to.
It was, and when you looking back, punk rock had to happen because something had to blow it all away. But it didn't blow it away for long, did it? Because it all came back quite quickly. Whereas punk was kind of like over in a flash, but it's left some really, really good memories and some great tracks.
When I saw the Pistols at Finsbury Park in the Filthy Luca comeback tour, I think it was Stuart Pearce introduced them with Gareth Southgate
correct.
on the stage, and they played all the pap disco music before the Pistols came on. So they're playing Yes Sir I Can Boogie by Backer and Middle of the Road, Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep and all that stuff. So punk had to happen, didn't it?
It did. I think that was deliberate as well because I was at that gig as well, and it was brilliant, wasn't it? Lovely hot summer day, and
Stiff Little Fingers were there, Buzzcocks were there.
Yeah. Skunk and Nancy. Yeah, they were there. Yeah, I didn't take too much notice of them.
Was Iggy there?
Yeah, I think Iggy Pop was there. I think so.
And we saw a band that did Lust for Life, didn't we, recently? A sort of super group.
We did, with Glenn Matlock.
At the Arts Centre.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah.
They were good,
It
very
wasn't bad.
good.
With the late Clem Burke on drums.
Yes, yeah, another one. And I should, being as we're doing a bit of an RIP, just going back to the boys, and I was talking about Honest John Plain, he died last year, and that was quite, very sad. So they actually wrote a song called Terminal Love, which ended with kind of like a tribute to punk rock stars that had left us, but at the time it was only really Sid and a few celebrities, but because that song was in 1978, but that song could be updated now, but it'd go on forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right, next track is I saw this band at the uni as well. It was on a Tuesday night, if I remember, in 1979, and I'd say there was no more than 20 people in the audience. It just generally, I'd never heard of them. I just thought it sounds like a punk rock band. I'll just go down and watch them. They're more of a power pop band. They were called the Bay City Rollers of punk rock, but from Belfast, from Northern Ireland. They supported Stiff Little Fingers on a good few occasions. I know they're good friends with SLF. Not sure if you know this one, but this song's called Any Danger Love.
All I get is those fuzzy eyes, and my dreams never seem
Star Jets with another great sudden ending, and Any Danger Lover track from their one and only album, God Bless the Star Jets.
I love that.
You like that?
Really great.
Yeah, saw them supporting Stiff Little Fingers in Belfast a couple of years ago as well, and they were fantastic. They've all got a lot older now, but they hadn't lost it. They were still good. There, we've all got a bit older. So, well, time's cracking on, Tim, and it's fun, isn't it? It's
great fun.
Football, punk rock. I'm sure we'll get more involved as we go along. But do you want to take on the next one?
The next one is a band, I think we agreed on this, a band that this is probably the best track they ever did.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. I had it on a punk compilation album and I couldn't stop playing it at the time. And so I refound it for this podcast, and I love it. It's a band called The Flies, and this track is called Civilization. Flies and Civilization are a really great track. Really love that one.
I hate to say it, but I did see them at the uni as well.
Is there any band you didn't see at the
Well, they all seem to come
They
past
did come
uni.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Absolutely
Brilliant days.
brilliant. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, we're nearly at the end, Steve. I can't believe it's gone so quickly. It's flown by.
I know.
The flies have flown by.
The flies have flown by. I like it. And I can sense that we are getting near the end because we're trying to speed it up a little bit because we're trying to make the hour mark, aren't we? But if we go
are.
over, does it matter?
No, the producer edits some of our waffle out, I think.
Probably take all the...
And we haven't even had a massage from the Swedish Prime Minister yet. Some will get the reference, some won't.
Yeah, it's totally irrelevant, but that also makes it relevant, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And now for something completely irrelevant.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
There's
dear.
a clue for you.
All right. Well, I think we can both relate to this one, being Ipswich Town and Colchester United supporters. We're both a bit cracked. And this is probably the most obscure song that we're going to play on this episode. But a fun fact for those who don't know is it was Cherry Red Records' very, very first release. And it was a B-side. But it's my favourite track by the Tights. And it's called Cracked. That's another one of my punk fade-outs there, Tim.
Yeah, I love it though.
I'm getting renowned for them.
I'll let you have it because it's a great tune.
It is a great tune. And that brings us to the end of episode 1 of Alternative Colchester.
I hope everybody's enjoyed it certainly as much as we have. Probably not, but we've had a great time. And I hope you enjoy it going forward. We've got lots more to talk about. But for now, keep it punk, keep it town.
Keep it punk, keep it Col-U.
But most of all, keep it
Alternative Colchester.